It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
All right, and we are on right here, WHPR, WHPS, and thank you so much for tuning into Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. My name is Theo Burton, co-founder of Hood Research, and my co-host,
The BD, and we welcome you to the program.
and thank you so much. I want to thank those of you who helped us sponsor this program. And for those of you who are considering, please make your check or money order out to Hood Research. But if you prefer, you can make it out to Watkins Broadcasting Company. We have no objections for that.
Yeah, Henry.
Well, we would like for you to mail it to Hood Research. And it's Hood Research, P.O. Box 4416, Detroit, Michigan 48204. Again, mail it to Hood Research, P.O. Box 4416, Detroit, Michigan 48204, to make sure that it is credited for this program. Oh, I got to say good morning. Good morning to Rosa and to Ron and Barbara and Vera and to Gladys and Claire and Clementine. I got to say good morning to Al and Tom and Les, way on the west side, and to Jay, way on the east side. How about that? We have those who participate from around the town, and we really appreciate their participation, attending our meetings, which take place monthly on the second Saturday. And the second Saturday of October, I believe, is the 12th of October. We will be meeting at 12048 Grand River on the corner of Wyoming in the Dabo Center. Again, that's 12048 Grand River on the corner of Wyoming. Our meetings are from 2 until 6 p.m. And we have so many issues that we cover. There are those of you who come and you share information that you have researched, and we have information that we share with you as well. This coming meeting, we're going to have a documentary on the Black Caucus meeting of 1972 when Coleman Young walked out on the convention. And that will be informative, and we will have a panel discussion after. It'll start at 2 o'clock. There are so many events taking place, and this past Thursday, I attended the Police Commission meeting, and fairly regularly I will attend the Police Commission meetings because there's information that just needs to be shared with our community. There are those who are talking about facial recognition. Facial recognition. Well, if you remember, Right to Work was a proposal on the ballot. And it was titled that to trick the voters. And it did. They thought it was really about them having the right to do something wrong. But they got you to vote for it because of the trick. Well, facial recognition is a trick also. Actually, it is community surveillance. Community surveillance. Community surveillance. And people will say, well, you want to be safer in the community, so we need facial recognition. No. It's about having cameras in traffic lights and trees and buildings and trash cans and wherever else they plan to install these cameras. You know, research has been done on the facial recognition trick, which is actually community surveillance, and it is found not to be very credible, not to be very dependable. They've even misidentified Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey. Go figure. If they misidentified them, you don't have a chance. So, anyway, I attended the meeting last Thursday, and I ended up on the news. Wasn't trying to, but I ended up on the news on Channel 2 and Channel 4. But anyway, there are a number of you I just want to continue saying good morning to. Al and to Don, and good morning to Tim and Julie and Katrina and Rochelle and Henry, and boy, it's just so many. Thabiti, I run out of time if I keep going. Go ahead, who you want to say good morning to?
Good morning and shout out to Sister Ruth Ann, Sister Jackie, Sister Frida Washington, also Brother Fred, Brother Shane, both Brother Freds, Brother Shane, Cheryl D, and it's a lot of you as well. And I'm just always grateful to be in your company because I like to be in the company of knowledgeable people. And I hope you do also. And I would ask you to invite your family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, relatives, and acquaintances to tune in to 90.9.
Fire Stick.
Fire Stick, Amazon, Roku. We're on the web.
A telephone app that can drop down.
And to have pen and paper handy, we're expecting guests, and to have pen and paper handy for valuable information you'll want to retain.
Yes. Yes, as always, we talk about feast or famine. And we have no objection to sitting here talking with you, sharing information, and we have, and inviting you to call in 868-4336. That's a 313 area code, 868-4336. Call in and share if you have any questions or information.
And one thing, back to your point earlier, Theo, about the facial recognition, it's interesting. In an interview I saw, I want to say within the last week and maybe a couple of days, even the chief of police himself said that it's not effective at all.
What?
Well, with facial recognition, which seemed to be, but he said he was for it anyway, okay?
The Detroit chief of police said it's not effective, but he is in favor of it.
Yeah, his
How can
reasoning.
you be in favor of something?
Well, that's like me having a car that's ineffective, but I'm gonna drive it anyway. I don't, get the logic. But I guess if it's something you want bad enough, and 45's proved this, whether it's effective or not, just because you want it justifies having it. However, the public does not want it. Members of the police commission do not want it.
Right. That causes people to have suspicion, and it causes them to say things like, "Is there a kickback involved? Is that why you say you want it?" Even though you know it's not effective, even though you know San Francisco kicked it out, even though you know Oakland, California kicked it out, even though the whole state of California is not for it.
I've
he worked in
worked in construction, and one of the things I've come to find, which seems to come into play here, is once you have an outside contractor provide you with a particular service or something, I think they feel uncomfortable telling that particular outside service that, you know what, we're not really comfortable with the product that you're giving us, so we don't want to participate in that. And I'll give you another example momentarily, but just the idea that I guess they've, and then I guess the part that's worse for me is that it was in use for 2 years without anybody knowing. That in itself is suspect because you snuck it in on us, say we're going to use it, never inform the public at all. So we were walking around more or less guinea pigs and part of
Right.
your study as you did it. And if the effectivity of it is diminished quite a bit because it doesn't recognize African American men, then we get lumped into a larger group. We may be detained. And something you said, Theo, that really bothered me, and I hadn't thought about it that way, but you were saying, yeah, that we were already more or less under surveillance. And that word in itself, just the idea that, well, we're going to monitor the movements of these individuals. Now, I know you say you attend the meeting, so I'm just curious, is there any kind of indication of where these particular facial recognition technologies are used, mainly downtown or along the Woodward corridor? I'm just curious.
Well, downtown is flooded with cameras. The city of Detroit has cameras there. Dan Gilbert has cameras there, and some individual businesses, of course, have their own security as well. However, crime still happens downtown. Crime still happens downtown with cameras all over the place. Crime still happens downtown. So to try and make the people in the community believe they will be safer with cameras in the intersections is ludicrous. It really is. Now, they are reactive. The cameras are reactive. Now, some of the members of Hood Research had an opportunity to go to the headquarters, the police headquarters, and see what is being used there, and also go to the room where they have 911 operators. They have 40 911 operators. We were told that there are 500 cameras throughout the city, the green light cameras. The issue is they are not watched 24/7. It's impossible to watch them 24/7. Okay? So now, again, they are reactive. If there is a crime, then the camera, what you would call the video, will be taken into the station, and they would have the picture of said perpetrator, I guess. And they have a mug book, as people know it was called. The mug book is a series of photographs in an album. They have a number of them. And they have been put on computer. So now you have a computerized mug book. And they can take a still shot of the person from the video and compare it to the mug shots. Now, they tell you that the setup is not efficient. So why would you want to use us as guinea pigs when it's not efficient? There's a talk show host here at WHBR who was misidentified, and that was Billy Jones. And it happened after a murder was committed, and they picked him up saying that he matched the picture of who they think did it. And of course they found out it was not him, and he was someplace else, witnesses and everything, participating in the Jones size business that he had. And they had to say, well, oh, you look like whomever, but it was not you. So he was inconvenienced. He may have been, embarrassed, harassed, etc. But that is a current close-up person that you all know who was misidentified with this facial recognition stuff. Now, this past Thursday, the place was packed. It was standing room only. This past Thursday. And the meeting was at the police headquarters. That did not stop people from attending. There have been complaints about it, however, because of the Open Meetings Act. The police commissioners are supposed to meet in the community. And when you have a public meeting, people are not supposed to harass you for identification, et cetera, and enter you into a database and all of that. So that protest was given to the police commissioners, and they were told that they should not meet at the headquarters. Now, whether they stop that or not, we have to be observant and watch and see. But as it relates to people who were against the little trick facial recognition, the room was packed. There had to have been, give it a guess, I don't know, close to 200 people, you know. And I heard someone say yesterday, oh, that's not many. We got 600,000 people in Detroit. What does that have to do with anything? Think about 600,000 people in Detroit and the percentage of people who actually vote, you know? So it was a frivolous comment, in my opinion. But the out of the people who were able to give their opinions, and 99% were against this trick, facial recognition. And the police commissioners did something that was not appreciated, distasteful. They stopped the meeting and went to have a closed door session. One, it appears to the majority of us that they did it to make people uncomfortable so that they would leave. They'd get tired of waiting. The closed door session was approximately 45 minutes. And the other thing was the air conditioner made the room colder. I thought that was interesting. I suppose that was another trick to encourage people to leave. And there were some who did leave. However, those who were not supportive of this trick, they did stay and they did make their points. And it's sad that the police commissioners, who are supposed to be the oversight group of the police department, were elected to represent the community. They were not representing the community. They were representing the police department.
Well, you said quite a bit there, Theo, so I'm going to try to wade through some of it. One of the things you said, there was over 500, so it's impossible to monitor 500 things in that time frame. One of the things that interested me in what you said also, especially when you mentioned Billy Jones, is that when the facial recognition technology is in effect, one of the things I'm concerned with, well, two, one, what's the recourse for an individual who is detained, maybe even arrested because of mistaken identity? Do they have some recourse with the police department? I'm just saying that as a basic statement. And the other thing is when you're using facial, like you say, the green light is reactive, so it's after the fact, not not in real time, more or less.
Right.
And the other concern that I have is that with the technology, if they have a database of, as we said back in the day and now, mugshots, when that facial recognition technology sees a face, does it automatically scan through the hundreds, if not thousands, of faces to try to put a link on it? So that means we're being monitored. Every time they see your face, it goes through the whole computer and data system to see if they can say, okay, yeah, well, this is, or this appears to be that individual.
It needs to be picked up for any number of reasons, huh?
Yeah. So I'm concerned with what recourse does an individual have, and we do have a caller who also is interested in that.
Oh, okay. And I tell you about artificial intelligence and not hiring more officers. We need officers on the street. We need preventive measures, not reactive measures after the fact. Go ahead.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yeah. My name is Jay.
Thanks for calling, Jay.
And I was good morning. It was good to see you, ma'am. You are so smart and intelligent, and your co-host is too. You guys are really smart and intelligent, and I love watching you guys.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you a question, and I'm watching you on channel 15, and RJ got it going on, and Henry Tyler, they got this. It's just as clear as a bell.
On channel 15?
Yeah, Channel 15. That's what I'm watching y'all on.
Is that, wait a minute, is that TV 33 or is that Comcast cable? TV 33?
No, it's just regular antenna. I got regular antenna.
Oh, wonderful. Oh,
Yeah, it's been on Channel 15 for the last week.
oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's just clear as hell. But it goes off. It goes off around 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
15.1.
Well, we got to tell people 15.1. Hey, we'll
Right.
put that on
15
Facebook
number
and
one.
Twitter and everything.
Yeah, 15.
Oh, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've been watching it. You know, it's coming. I mean, it's clear as a bell.
Yes, great. I'm glad to know that.
I want to ask you a question, man. I don't know, no disrespect, but you say you don't like facial recognition. But what are we supposed to do, man? This crime has went out of hand in this city. They're killing women, they're killing babies, and nobody's catching anybody.
Right.
And the police do not patrol our area.
That's
They don't patrol our neighborhood. And how are we supposed to catch these criminals? They will steal I've had friends got their tires stolen off their cars right in their driveway. Right in their driveway.
right.
I mean, they got real brave.
Yes. There's no facial recognition on your street. It's in the intersections. Okay, like the
Okay.
boulevard in Grand River. That's not going to help you in your neighborhood. The more electronic equipment that gets installed, the fewer live bodies of police officers they may hire. How about that? They're talking about
Well-
spending $8 million. Think about the number of police officers they could hire for $8 million. You know?
Yeah, you know, when I was a kid, the police used to patrol.
Right.
When I was
That's
I was
it.
first
That's
moved to Detroit. I'm 61 years old.
uh-huh.
And the police used to patrol our streets on foot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't-
Yes, yes. Yes.
And that's what we need to go back to.
Right. And because you have so few now, they don't walk the street because they would be walking alone. You see, we have NPOs, that stands for Neighborhood Police Officers, okay? And
Yeah.
they are off duty. We got 2 shifts, day and afternoon or something like that. Anyway, they do not work at night. So that's fewer officers. And the cars that are out, okay, have 2 officers in them, but there are not enough of them. But we're talking
Okay.
about preventive measures, not reactive measures. Preventive is
some
what
guys
you
be
want.
doing- They were talking about bringing the National Guard. I think they ought to. Because you don't know, man, how bad it is out here. You can't even store your porch at night.
Excuse me. I know personally how bad it is, okay? My
Yes, ma'am.
home was broken into. You ready for this?
Oh, Lord.
I was in
Well,
it at the
we went
time.
after it.
Oh, I know how bad it is. So y'all can't tell me that.
Nobody mess with you, honey. We don't want nobody to mess with you. We need you.
We thank you. We need officers in the community patrolling and walking on horseback, whatever it takes. They need to have bodies in the community. That is preventive. A camera in a traffic light on Woodward Avenue, Grand River, Gratiot is not going to help you in your neighborhood. That
Well,
camera's
some
not
gotta
going to
help
hop down and run to your rescue. Right.
These people went crazy.
I agree.
Well,
I agree.
I'll
really?
interject this also. Last week we had on police officers, some from PAL, which is a way to get our youth into some positive activity, so that reduces crime. And the other set of officers were speaking about hiring, indicating the requirements, age, education, etc., which also helps. Now, one of the things that's necessary for us to do is to provide qualified candidates for them. Let them know what they need specifically, whether GED, high school, and other qualifications, age, etc., to be out there. Now, I'm in your generation, brother, and I do recall when police officers did walk on the street, and you actually felt comfortable. I didn't feel uncomfortable back then.
That's right.
And they weren't.
We knew them. We knew them. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Right, exactly. We knew them. Yep.
And I don't think we have the same number of police we got another caller, on the force as we did back in the day. I know we're down by at least a couple of thousand, if not more.
right.
So when you have the same geographic area, but you have a smaller group patrolling, it makes you less effective in terms of things. Now, the other thing I'll interject, a lot of times when we think about crime, it's usually between people who know each other. It's too late for the police to do anything. If I'm having a dispute with my neighbor, that's not something that's known, but then it escalates to the point that one or the other of us actually takes some sort of physical violence. Police cannot prevent those kind of things. They don't even know that kind of thing is brewing. So most of what happens is after the fact. But if you're trying to fight, football has 11 players on the field. If you only got 5 that show up, that's going to make it harder for that team to do what they have to. So it's the same thing with police officers as well. I do think that with the facial recognition, though, until they can perfect it, it's actually adversarial in terms of how the public is viewed in it and may get caught up in it as well. We have to have something. If it's effective, then it's fine. If it's ineffective, then you need to fix it before you put it on the road.
And are there any
wanna ask you
other
guys
cities in the
another
state of
question.
Michigan that have them? We haven't found any yet.
Right. I
Uh-huh.
want to ask you guys, why don't you guys run for city council?
Say that again.
I want you guys to run for city. We need y'all.
Oh,
We got too many states for city
Okay.
council. We just
Yeah, all right.
we need her and you.
Okay.
Why
But
y'all doing
start.
city? Y'all need to be in city council.
We'll think about it. Come
Yeah,
to our
serious.
meeting on the second Saturday of October, Grand River, Wyoming. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thanks for
All right.
calling in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Hi, this is Mark.
Thanks for calling, Mark.
I was wondering,
Hi.
can we use this technology they got? What's it? Pick a nigga technology
Yeah,
to
see what
use
he
to pick out the crooked cop. Use it on them.
I didn't understand what you said. Try that again.
Can we use this technology to pick out the bad police?
Yeah, that would be good. That would be very good. But let me tell you this. In Dothan, there were 1,000 police officers, I'm sorry, 1,000 black men who were set up and railroaded into prison by the police, okay? That's the bad part. The good part is there were good police officers who turned them in, and they are now in the process of getting all of the records straight for these 1,000 black men who were railroaded into prison. Now, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I just came up with my own name for it. I call it Pick a Nigga Technology. That's my name for it.
Your name for it is what?
Pick a Nigga Technology. Pick a nigga.
Oh, yeah. But you see, that's one reason why we need to have people from our community to join the police department. Those who understand what is going on and will help to change it. If you don't join the department, you leave us vulnerable for the good old boys who come from, from wherever they come from. And we need to have responsible officers who are from our community. Okay?
Mm-hmm. And a white girl over here on Schoolcraft tried to give me a ticket for jaywalking.
They were, they announced on the news that was going to happen. Before they started, they let everybody know that they were going to begin. I think it's been going on now 2 weeks, is it? Maybe 2 weeks or so. They announced it on the news that they were going to do that. So, forewarn, spread the word, I think there are other things they could be doing, but
all she
they're
got from me
supposed
was a thing, and I dipped through the bacon rod on her. She couldn't catch me. So
and
that's
the
what I
probably no
gotta
cars
say
are
about
going.
it.
Well, the
Yeah.
reason they claim they want to do it is because so many people were getting hit by jaywalking. Now, I don't know what the statistics are on that. I didn't bother to check. But I do think that there are other crimes taking place that should take precedent.
Yeah, they got me with it last winter.
Oh,
But,
wow.
they wasn't gonna get me no more. I'm running.
All right now,
yeah.
as spread the word, tell others to look
Shoot me.
out. Okay.
Can you go
Thank
ahead
you.
and shoot me for jaywalking? But I'm running. I'm running.
Oh Lord, please, just be careful.
Yeah,
Be
because
careful.
that could be if you find the wrong officer with the wrong mindset, he could say anything and justify his actions based on that. And some of them are looking for any little way
Right.
to hem you up anyway. So it's
Right.
better.
But get technology on them and get their pictures. We got some in the neighborhood, same cops all the time, doing the same thing all the time.
Right. Okay. Well, we have some other callers. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I hope to see you at our meeting on the second Saturday of October. I think that's the 12th at the Dabo Center, Grand River, and Wyoming. Peace. Okay.
Hello,
Next
caller.
caller.
You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Flat Soul, Flat Gold. That's Comcast 91. Well, actually, it's Fire Stick through YouTube.
Oh, okay, on Fire Stick. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you for calling
Yeah.
in.
I wanted to repeat what I always say. Every step you make, every breath you take, they already been watching you. And this
I like
facial
that.
recognition was all about a contract. They had already got the money and contracted without authority and approval. So now they had to force feed it down the people and the folks that decided that they was going to cave in to approve this. So it's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the profiting. It's not about your safety or your protection, your safety to save is coming to further enslave. People can, all I can say in protest, we can walk around here like a masquerade party for as long as we want to. We can wear our masquerade,
They say cover your
Mardi
face.
Gras, our Muslim outfits, surgical face masks. So in protest, I think Detroiters, we need to have a masquerade party for as long as this has to last. And masquerade yourself because they will set you up. Once they get your data and your face in their data, they can do whatever they want with it. Just like when they take your fluids, your body fluids,
Right.
they can place it and do whatever they want with it. And
Good
you
point.
already know history repeats that they
Yes.
use us and they still looking at us as property.
That's
Thank
right.
you for taking my call.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Thank you.
calling. And also, it's interesting that Detroit is the only city in the state that we have found so far that even has it. The whole state of California has rejected it, but Detroit has it. And this story about it's going to keep you safe, that's BS.
And I'm glad she brought up the idea of contracts. That was something I wanted to get back to from our earlier conversation. When Chief Craig decided to keep the system, it's because they had already spent the money on it, and so they want to find a way to justify keeping it even though it's ineffective. And I can give you a quick example. A friend of mine who's a teacher at Cass Tech told me that they have employed a new computer system at the school. However, it's so sophisticated that nobody knows how to use it. So now DPSCD has to purchase a cheaper system so that way everybody could use it. So there's some money being lost at first. But my point was that once they enter a contract, and I've worked for government agencies as well, well, when they buy something, after the contractor signs off on it and says it's yours now, you know, they have their techs in there, they run all the systems of checks and everything to see how it's going to work. Then after that, they sign off and it's yours. So anything that happens, your in-house people have to do it. But my point is I've seen them bring in equipment that they've had to use. It was ineffective. We had to go back to the old way, but nobody wanted to check the contractor on why your product is not good. Because once they sign off on it, you stuck with it. So I think that's what happened in the case of this facial recognition. And just one last quick example, also from my work experience. I remember when they came out, this is no slam against Ford because they've helped take care of my family, family members. They had made the Ford Expedition. This may have been like in the late 80s, early 90s or something. And what I found out, because I've worked in different environments, they will put out so many units of something even though they know it's defective or there's a problem with it, because they don't want to blemish the name when they initially introduce it to the public. Then after they've sold 500,000, a million units, then they say, well, we have to recall it because there's a screw on the brake line. So my point being is that once people have entered a contract with another entity, they do not want to blemish that entity, so they will keep a defective product, facial recognition, just because I guess they want to save faces, they say.
Oh, oh yes. Oh man, there are so many tricks that are played on the public, and that's one of the reasons why we ask the public to participate with us on the second Saturday of each month, so we can share the information that we find, information that is shared by people who attend. And there's so much when you talk about recalling, they know that all of those vehicles that have been put out there will not be brought back, be corrected. Anyway, at 9:30 we're going to take a break, but right now we're going to the
Yep.
Oh my goodness, we have okay to take those two calls, and then we're going to take a break. Okay.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I enjoy your show.
Thank you.
Phil, last week I called in when the officers was on your show, and I was speaking about how there are insiders over there at that academy. That's weaning, that's putting out the black students online. They're falsifying, saying things about them that's not true, saying they're harassing the women. And they went and they got a white sergeant. They got one of the students, a young lady, a young man, and the head officer. And they weaning out black students that's trying to get into the finish up their academy so they can get on the force. And this is not white folks doing this. This is black folks doing this.
Oh yeah.
So they need to go over there and do a clean sweep on that academy.
We do have
because
some
there's a lot of shady stuff going on right over there with black officers. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, right.
Thank you.
You may want to talk to an attorney about that as well. But thanks for calling.
Last caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us?
Hi, this is Renee, and I'm viewing you guys from all different ways.
Oh,
TV 15.1, Comcast 90, Facebook Live, YouTube. We're doing it all, and I appreciate it.
All right.
I was wondering if I could get I'm trying to get some clarity. Because at one time I thought I was ready for the face recognition. But how can they implement something if it's for the people and the people don't vote on it or the people don't approve it? And another thing I'm asking, how does it not recognize people of color? What if it's not? How can they put something out there we can't benefit from it? Because I'm a person of color.
Well,
I guess I should ask that when you had the police officers on, but they're not giving us. I don't have any. They didn't say anything about giving us any answers about that.
Well, when they decided to use it, I'm of the opinion that not enough research was put into it to know that there are other cities. The last time I checked, there were 14 cities. I should say the first time I checked, there were 14 cities that rejected it, and they were rejecting it because it was not efficient in identifying people. And if you have some AI, which is artificial intelligence, that is being used and they can't even identify Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama, you know there's a problem.
How are they able to submit it, though?
Highest people there. What did you say?
How are they able to continue to go through with it if it's not helping all of the people? If it's not going to benefit everybody?
Because there are people now who think that it's a good thing. And just like there are elected officials who had to approve it in the budget who were convinced that it was a good thing. And they're beginning to find out now, well, maybe it wasn't a good thing. Maybe we made a mistake. Yes, they did. And
the people have no answers and no say-so. Is that right?
Well, you can go to the city council now. That's who they need to file complaints with at this time is the Detroit City Council, and let them know that there is a serious issue with this, and we want something done about it quick, fast, and in a hurry. What we want is live bodies on the street. That's what we want. We want patrolmen. We want people from our community hired.
That's right.
We do not want artificial cameras. A camera cannot jump down out of traffic light and come help you. They
That's
can't. We need more cars that will circle through the community. Put horses out there. Whatever. We have a mounted division. We do.
We do.
have
You're
a
right.
lot of cameras downtown Detroit. City of Detroit has cameras. Dan Gilbert, multimillionaire, has cameras. And crime continues to happen downtown Detroit. It continues to happen. Matter of fact, 3 days ago, some man was beaten real bad. But it continues to happen. So you can't tell me that cameras, which are after the fact, are the best way to go. The best way to go is hire more officers. They got 500 green lights, and they do not watch them. So it's not as it happens in real time, as they say.
One thing I just want to say before, and I'll let you go because I know you got calls and you wanted to take your break. From my experience, the police want something to happen before they take action. You can call and say, hey, there's some going on or some people around, or if nothing's happened yet, the crime hasn't happened yet, to my experience, they don't want to come out.
You talking about if
It's
you
got
call
to go down
911?
first.
If you call 911, nothing happens?
What I'm saying is it seems as if the crime has to happen first.
Okay.
I'm thinking that we should do things. What you're saying with having bodies on the street and more patrolmen out is preventative measures.
Yes.
It's preventing the crime.
Yes.
But it seems like nowadays they want the crime to happen first. Then they come.
They
want to
be they want to be reactive, is what I'm hearing you say. I'm not interested in them being reactive. I'm
neither.
I'm
get
for
it.
preventive. And if you find the officers who are slow to respond and all, that's when you have to file your complaint. You file them at the police commission meeting. You file them with the police chief. You file with the mayor. Hey, and all that doesn't work. You start filing with the media. Seems to be a lot.
Because I was thinking that's their house. The paperwork probably gets switched around.
No, not all of them. No, not all of them. If you remember, we had what's his name over there? Charlie LaDuff. Charlie LaDuff is a media person who gets right to the point. You know,
he's still around.
Oh yes, he is. Oh yes. Oh
all
yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you for taking my call, Miss Theo and Tabitha. You guys have a great show. Continue on. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in. We want to take a break now. One of our guests has arrived, and we want to get all of the latest information. We'll be back momentarily.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback.
The Women of Courage Show is conducting a workshop Saturday, October 5th at the Southfield Pavilion. The regular tickets for the event are $20. Contact Renee at 707-881-7363 for tickets and vendor information. If you are miserable, scraping for money, or dreaming of hitting the lotto, why not listen to someone that can help? Attend the workshop October 5th and transform your life. Purchase a ticket today.
WHPR-TV is now on Channel 90. Check out all of your favorite morning talk shows on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. to 12 noon, and watch us anytime, day or night, on all of your favorite devices. Download the WHPR-TV Now app and take us with you wherever you go. WHPR-TV is now on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. till noon. WHPR-TV, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Coffee Man is doing it again. Brother Mike has placed himself in the cup of what's next. Come join us for live entertainment Thursday, September 26th here at WHPR TV, located at 160 Victor Street in Highland Park. Business opportunity presentation followed by beautiful music by gospel artist Brother Mike with host Edgar Loman, special guest Dr. Lee C. Winfrey, senior pastor, and host of the Second Chance Show, Brother Mike. Come join us for live entertainment Thursday, September 26th here at WHPR TV.
All the way live right here, WHPR, WHPSA, 160 Victor Street. Thank you so much for staying tuned. And call others and let them know that we are right here each Monday morning from 9 a.m. until 10:30. And we want you to know now we have one of our guests with us in Mr. Kari Frazier. Thank you so much for joining us. And
thank you.
I want you to tell our viewers, who is Kari Frazier?
Oh, I'm a Detroiter. I am definitely somebody that's into different things in culture. Right now, a lot of that culture connects through Detroit is Different, DetroitisDifferent.com. And in facilitating a lot of culture, I'm now providing opportunities for other people to connect and express what their point of views are on different things, from arts to news to business to whatever their platform is. DetroitisDifferent.com is a hub for things like that.
Ah, okay. Now, you have done, what do they call them, podcasts?
Yep.
Podcast. Okay, tell us about the podcast that you have done, how that works.
Well, what works is it's kind of another way, an extension in storytelling. I think that the term that a lot of people use today is storytelling.
Okay.
Which is rehashing different ideas that already exist. I look at a lot of the people that have put seeds in this work, such as the station where I'm at right now. Watkins Broadcasting is a staple in that when we think about the history for storytelling and platforms for culture to be discussed. So podcasting is just an extension of that. It's a way that people can pick up, and you look at it like on-demand talk radio. So you can pick up these stories and listen in on people talking about sports, people talking about politics, people just telling funny stories, people sharing their points of views and perspectives on life.
You know, I have to say, my mind's been kind of blown by it because, you know, all the terminology just keeps coming up in technology and as everything innovates. So I always thought that you had to, like, do you have to subscribe to podcasts? I mean, is there like a fee or something? Because I've been confused about the whole nature of it.
Well, you can definitely listen for free, but depending upon how it's delivered. So some are upcharged, meaning that you pay a fee, but it's a lot that you can get the information for free. I listen mostly through Spotify, the app, but there are other apps to listen through. Most people have iPhones. It's an app right on your iPhone. If you have an iPhone, you can't take it off your phone. It's called Podcast, and it's like a little dot, and it looks like a microphone with circles around it. And if you go there, you can just start looking up names of people or topics. So you can say, let's say Eddie Murphy is right now getting a lot of press, and he's been doing more interviews and things like that. So you can look up a Eddie Murphy, and you're going to see some different interviews or people's takes on what Eddie Murphy's comedy is. Or maybe you're just interested in what you all were just talking about. You could be interested in social justice and police reform. You can search that on podcasting. It's a lot of information.
Okay, so now on the podcast, we can look you up. right?
Yes, Detroit
Okay.
is different, and I'm launching the first Detroit is Different festival in October. It'll be October 25th through the 27th, and all of the content creators, it's about 40 of us all together.
Wow.
And we're doing a mix of different events
Okay.
and a lot of podcasting. You get a chance to meet all types of people and different subcultures of things in Detroit that you may or may not necessarily be aware of that's happening in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Now, you really got my interest. So first, let me say the October 25th through 27th date. Now, where will this be? What time? And how can people participate in it?
Okay, I would say that you should go to DetroitisDifferent.com. It's a tab on that says Detroit is Different Festival right when you go there. Or you can go to the festival website, DETFest.com, DETFest.com, and you can get so much information about what's happening with the Detroit is Different Festival. And with that, you can buy tickets if you want to come to the paid events, and there will be a series of events. I'll even be doing a workshop in storytelling and how to use today's technology in storytelling. So that'll be podcasting, vlogging, graphic design, video, whatever you think is the best way to convey your story. And I'm specifically targeting neighborhood associations and student organizations that may not necessarily have the budget to pay for a broadcast or advertising campaign, but they have a message that they want to get out to more people in different and new ways. And the workshop will be free. That'll be Saturday, the 26th from 1 to 3 o'clock. Everything's taking place at a space in my neighborhood, not far from here. It's called The Andy, 3000 Finkel, Detroit, Michigan, 48238. The Andy, 3000 Finkel, Detroit, Michigan, 48238.
What is the Andy?
It's like a lot of stuff nowadays. It's like a multi-purpose art space. So it was a manufacturing plant, I believe, that did textiles. And then at one point, they did like a lot of those heavy-duty machine washes.
Oh.
And now it has a dance floor. They're doing a play, Cleopatra Boy now. And they're doing the Detroit is Different Festival in October. And it's just an active space. I like different spaces that are unique. And the great thing about the Andy is it's in my own neighborhood.
Yeah. 3000 Finkel
Yep.
would be not too far from here.
No, not at all. Not at all. It is next to the post office. So I know people are like 3000 Finkel, but I like activating spaces in the neighborhood, as a lot of people seem to think that the only place to do something is downtown or in midtown or in the suburbs. Places in the neighborhood, I believe, add a more rich cultural experience of what Detroit is.
You know, that's like Detroit Repertory Theater. They've
Yes.
been in the neighborhood for,
Yes.
I don't know, 60, 70 years.
Yes.
A couple of questions. One, what's the main cross street near 3000 Finkel? Like, is it Livernois, Wyoming, Myers? I'm just trying to get a
The main cross street would be Linwood.
Linwood. Okay.
Parkside is the, like, I guess the corner Park Street of where the Andy is, but Linwood would be the main cross street.
And is Andy spelled like the person's name?
Yep.
A-N-D-Y. Okay.
Yep.
I know there's so many phonetic spelling A-N-D-I. You just never know what's going
Yeah,
on.
I mean,
anyway.
nowadays, people, you know, it
'cause
could
I
be
wanted-
H-A.
Right, because I wanted to back
NDU.
up when you said Detroit Fest, D-E-T, but it's Fest, F-E-S, just one S?
F-E-S-T. D-E-T-F-E-S-T.
Okay.
D-E-T-F-E-S-T.com.
There you go. Okay.
Now, you were mentioning art, news, business. Can you give us a little overview of, like, the people who are involved in DetroitisDifferent.com, the different people who can participate based on those titles, art, news, business, etc.?
Well, as we talk about that, we see Henry Tyler right there, who is
Top of the hour
definitely
break.
sharing some different things. He was one of our most listened to podcasts when we had him.
Yes, and we have to take an ID break at top of the hour, and we shall be back momentarily.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
The Women of Courage Show is conducting a workshop Saturday, October 5th at the Southfield Pavilion. The regular tickets for the event are $20. Contact Renee at 707-881-7363 for tickets and vendor information. If you are miserable, scraping for money, or dreaming of hitting the lotto, why not listen to someone that can help? Attend the workshop October 5th and transform your life. Purchase a ticket today.
WHPR-TV is now on Channel 90. Check out all of your favorite morning talk shows on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. to 12 noon and watch us anytime, day or night, on all of your favorite devices. Download the WHPR-TV Now app and take us with you wherever you go. WHPR-TV is now on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. till noon. WHPR-TV, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Coffee Man is doing it again. Brother Mike has placed himself in the cup of what's next. Come join us for live entertainment Thursday, September 26th here at WHPR TV, located at 160 Victor Street in Highland Park. Business opportunity presentation followed by beautiful music by gospel artist Brother Mike with host Edgar Lohman, special guest Dr. Lee C. Winfrey, senior pastor, and host of the Second Chance Show, Brother Mike. Come join us for live entertainment Thursday, September 26th here at WHPR TV.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.